What if simply getting older in Texas could suddenly make you a criminal, without you ever breaking a law on purpose? In 2026, millions of Texas seniors are waking up to a harsh reality. Everyday actions they've done for decades are now being quietly reclassified as violations, offenses, or punishable mistakes. New enforcement systems, tighter deadlines, and automated checks are flagging older adults at record levels. Many are shocked to discover fines, warnings, or penalties attached to their names, without any police stop, court visit, or clear explanation. Here's the disturbing part. Most of these seniors didn't do anything reckless or illegal. They missed a letter, filled out a form the old way, helped a family member, drove assuming their license was still valid. But under Texas's 2026 law changes, small oversights can now trigger serious consequences. And once you're flagged, the system doesn't slow down to understand your situation. It moves forward automatically. So the real question isn't if this could affect you. It's when, and whether you'll see it coming in time. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could protect your freedom, finances, and independence in the year ahead. Number 1. Driving license trap. In 2026, one of the biggest legal dangers for Texas seniors starts with something most people take for granted: their driver's license. New state rules quietly tighten how often seniors must renew, update medical information, or respond to official notices. The shocking part? Many seniors don't receive a clear warning. A missed letter, an outdated address, or a delayed response can instantly turn a valid license into an invalid one, without a traffic stop or face-to-face notice. What makes this law especially dangerous is how automatic enforcement now works. Databases update in real time. If your medical review is overdue, your vision form isn't processed, or your renewal window closes, even by a few days, you may already be flagged. That means if you drive to the grocery store, the doctor, or to help a family member, you're no longer just driving. Under the new rules, you could be considered driving illegally, facing fines, insurance cancellation, or worse. Here's the reality most seniors don't realize: intent no longer matters. You don't have to be reckless. You don't have to ignore the law. You just have to not know it changed. Seniors who have driven safely for 40 or 50 years are suddenly treated the same as repeat offenders, simply because paperwork didn't move fast enough. And once penalties start, fixing the problem becomes far more stressful and expensive than preventing it. That if this surprised you, tell us in the comments. Did you know this rule even existed? We spend hours breaking down these changes to protect you. So please subscribe and turn on notifications. It's just one click, but it helps us keep these warnings coming. Number 2. Bank account surveillance. In 2026, many Texas seniors are discovering that their bank accounts are no longer private in the way they once were. New financial monitoring rules require banks to automatically flag what they label as unusual activity. That sounds reasonable, until you realize what qualifies as unusual. A large cash withdrawal to help a grandchild. A money transfer between your own accounts. Even selling a car or moving savings can suddenly trigger a report, without you doing anything wrong. What makes this especially dangerous for seniors is that these systems don't understand context. They don't know you've managed your finances responsibly for decades. They don't know this was a one-time transaction. Once flagged, the process becomes automatic. Accounts can be temporarily restricted or frozen. Paperwork requests are sent out, and if a response is delayed or misunderstood, penalties may follow. For seniors on fixed incomes, even a short disruption can mean missed bills, late fees, or emotional stress. The most troubling part is that many seniors won't even realize what happened. There's no phone call explaining the risk. No clear warning before action is taken. By the time you notice something is wrong, you're already trying to prove your innocence instead of being protected as a longtime customer. This shift turns everyday financial decisions into potential legal headaches, and seniors are the ones paying the price. Have you ever made a bank transaction and felt nervous afterward? Share your experience in the comments. Your story could help others. We put serious effort into uncovering these risks, so please subscribe to support our work. It's just one click, but it keeps this channel alive. Number 3. Property tax mistakes. In 2026, property taxes have become a silent legal trap for Texas seniors. Many homeowners rely on exemptions, caps, or senior discounts they qualified for years ago. But under new enforcement rules, Even small reporting errors, an outdated exemption form, a missed update after refinancing, or a paperwork mismatch can now be treated as false information rather than an honest mistake. For seniors on fixed incomes, this shift is both confusing and dangerous. What makes this law especially harsh is that penalties are often retroactive. That means if the state decides an exemption was applied incorrectly, seniors may be asked to repay years of back taxes, interest, and fines all at once. There is rarely a clear explanation up front, and many notices are written in complex language that's easy to misunderstand. Seniors who believe they're fully compliant often discover the problem only after receiving a demand letter, or worse, a legal warning. Even more alarming, intent doesn't protect you. You don't need to cheat the system or hide information. You just need to misunderstand a form or miss a deadline. Once flagged, correcting the issue can require multiple appeals, long wait times, and documentation many seniors no longer have. What used to be a routine annual task can now feel like navigating a legal minefield, one that turns homeownership into a liability instead of security. Does your property tax bill confuse you every year? Tell us in the comments. You're not alone. We spend countless hours breaking these changes down, so please subscribe and stay protected. It's just one click, and it truly supports our work. Number 4. Family help risks. In 2026, one of the most emotionally painful traps for Texas seniors involves something deeply personal: helping family members. New financial and reporting rules now closely examine money shared between relatives. Seniors who help adult children with rent, support grandchildren, or cover emergency expenses may unknowingly trigger fraud or misreporting flags, even when every dollar was given honestly and with love. What makes this law especially dangerous is how intent is ignored. The system doesn't ask why you helped or who you helped. It only sees numbers. A recurring transfer, a large one-time payment, or informal cash assistance can suddenly appear suspicious. Seniors are often shocked to receive letters demanding explanations, documents, or repayment, sometimes months after the money was already spent helping a loved one. The risk grows even higher for seniors on fixed incomes or receiving benefits. Assistance given to family members may be interpreted as income misuse, improper reporting, or eligibility violations. Many seniors don't realize they were required to document or disclose these acts of kindness. Once flagged, the burden shifts entirely onto the senior to prove they did nothing wrong. What used to be a moral responsibility, helping family in hard times, can now feel like a legal gamble with serious financial consequences. Have you ever helped family financially without thinking twice? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience matters. We put real effort into protecting seniors like you, so please subscribe to support this channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep going. Number 5. Prescription law changes. In 2026, prescription medication rules in Texas have become far stricter, and seniors are among the most affected, often without realizing it. New enforcement policies focus on how medications are stored, transported, and shared, even inside families. A senior carrying multiple prescriptions in one container, transporting a spouse's medication, or holding onto an old prescription just in case, can now face serious legal questions. What makes this especially alarming is that many seniors are simply following habits they've had for years. Combining pills for convenience, picking up medication for a partner, helping a relative who forgot their prescription. Under older rules, these actions were rarely questioned. In 2026, however, they may be interpreted as misuse or improper possession, even when no harm was intended and no money changed hands. The consequences can escalate quickly. Seniors may be questioned, cited, or required to provide documentation they don't have on hand. A simple traffic stop or pharmacy visit can suddenly become stressful and humiliating. For seniors managing multiple health conditions, this creates fear around something that should bring relief: access to medicine. Instead of focusing on health, many now worry about compliance, paperwork, and misunderstandings that could spiral into legal trouble. These prescription rules sound confusing or worrying to you? Tell us what you think in the comments. Your voice helps others feel less alone. We work hard to explain these changes clearly, so please subscribe to support our channel. It's just one click, and it makes a real difference. Number 6. Missed mail penalties. In 2026, One of the most dangerous changes for Texas seniors has nothing to do with crime, driving, or money directly. It's about missing official mail. New enforcement systems assume that if a notice was sent, it was received and understood. That's a huge problem for seniors who move, live part-time with family, struggle with vision, or simply receive overwhelming amounts of paperwork every month. Here's where things turn serious. Many critical notices now come with short response windows. If you don't reply in time, sometimes within days, the system automatically moves forward. That can mean license suspensions, benefit reviews, fines, or account restrictions, all triggered without a single phone call. Seniors often find out only after something stops working. A bank card declines, a license shows invalid, or a penalty letter arrives demanding action. What makes this especially unfair is that intent doesn't matter. You don't have to ignore the law. You just have to miss one letter, misunderstand one form, or assume something doesn't apply to you. Once the deadline passes, fixing the issue becomes far more stressful. Seniors are forced to navigate hotlines, online portals, and long wait times, often while already dealing with health or mobility challenges. A simple piece of mail can now be the difference between being compliant and being labeled non-compliant. Have you ever opened a letter and thought, "I'll deal with this later"? Comment below, you're not alone. We put serious effort into warning seniors before it's too late, so please subscribe to support this channel. It's just one click, and it truly helps. Number 7. Benefit review traps. In 2026, Texas seniors are facing a major shift in how government benefits are reviewed and enforced. Programs that many seniors depend on, such as tax relief, healthcare assistance, or income-based support, are now monitored more aggressively through automated data matching. Even small changes in income, savings, or household support can trigger a review, often without a clear explanation of what caused it. The real danger lies in how these reviews unfold. Seniors may receive requests for documents covering months or even years, with strict deadlines and confusing instructions. A delayed response, missing record, or honest reporting mistake can quickly escalate into benefit reductions, clawbacks, or allegations of improper reporting. For seniors living on tight budgets, even a temporary loss of benefits can disrupt housing, healthcare, and daily stability. What makes this especially stressful is the power imbalance. Once a review begins, the burden of proof is placed entirely on the senior. You must explain, justify, and document every detail, often using online systems that aren't senior-friendly. Many seniors feel intimidated, rushed, or afraid of saying the wrong thing. A system meant to provide support can suddenly feel like an investigation, turning trusted benefits into a source of constant anxiety. Have you ever worried about making a mistake with your benefits? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience could help someone else. We put real time and effort into breaking these risks down, so please subscribe and support our channel. It's just one click, but it means everything. Number 8. HOA rule violations. In 2026, many Texas seniors are discovering that homeowners associations now have far more power than they realize. New local enforcement rules allow HOA violations to escalate faster, with higher fines and fewer warnings. Something as small as an unapproved repair, a delayed fee, or a rule you didn't even know changed can suddenly be treated as a formal violation, not just a friendly reminder. What makes this especially risky for seniors is how quickly costs can snowball. Late fees, penalties, and administrative charges can stack up in weeks, not years. Seniors on fixed incomes often assume they can catch up later, only to find the situation has escalated to legal notices or collection actions. In some cases, unresolved HOA issues can even affect property taxes, credit records, or the ability to sell or refinance a home. The most unsettling part is the lack of personal communication. Many HOAs now rely on automated notices, emails, or portals that seniors may not regularly check. A missed message can lead to enforcement actions without a single face-to-face conversation. What once felt like a neighborhood agreement can now feel like a legal system working against you, turning everyday homeownership into another source of stress and uncertainty. Has your HOA ever surprised you with a fine or warning? Tell us in the comments. Your story matters. We put real effort into exposing these hidden risks, so please subscribe to support this channel. It's just one click, and it helps us keep going. Number 9. Voting ID risks. In 2026, many Texas seniors are facing unexpected legal anxiety around voting, something they've done responsibly their entire lives. New identification and verification rules are stricter than ever, and even small mismatches, like a name variation, outdated address, or expired ID, can create serious problems. Seniors often assume they're protected because they've voted for decades, but under the new system, past participation doesn't guarantee compliance. What makes this especially troubling is the fear factor. Seniors worry that showing up to vote with incorrect paperwork could lead to questioning, rejection, or legal scrutiny. Even when no criminal intent exists, confusion alone can discourage participation. Some seniors choose not to vote at all, afraid of making a mistake that could later be interpreted as a violation. A right that should feel empowering instead feels risky. The process itself has also become more complex. Notices about ID updates, registration verification, or documentation deadlines may arrive by mail or online, often written in technical language. Missing one step or misunderstanding instructions can have consequences. For seniors who value civic duty, this shift is emotionally difficult, turning a lifelong habit into a moment of stress and uncertainty rather than pride. Has voting ever felt confusing or stressful for you lately? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters. We work hard to explain these changes clearly, so please subscribe to support this channel. It's just one click, and it helps us protect awareness. Number 10. Automated law enforcement. In 2026, the biggest and most dangerous shift for Texas seniors isn't a single rule, it's how laws are enforced. Human judgment is being replaced by automated systems, databases, and AI-driven monitoring. These systems scan records constantly, looking for mismatches, missed deadlines, or unusual patterns. And when they find something, even a harmless error, the system reacts immediately, without context or compassion. What makes this terrifying for seniors is that there's no warning phase anymore. No phone call, no courtesy notice, no chance to explain before action is taken. A database flag can instantly trigger fines, suspensions, benefit reviews, or legal notices. Seniors often discover the problem only after something breaks, when a license is invalid, a payment stops, or a letter arrives demanding compliance within days. By then, the burden is already on you to fix it. Even worse, these systems don't understand age-related challenges. They don't account for vision issues, health conditions, caregiving responsibilities, or confusion with online portals. To the system, you're just a data point. A missed click, a delayed upload, or an outdated record can suddenly label a law-abiding senior as non-compliant. This is how ordinary people, who did nothing wrong, end up feeling criminalized by a process they never agreed to and barely understand. Which of these laws worries you the most right now? Drop the number in the comments and let's talk about it. We put serious time into protecting seniors with clear information, so please subscribe and support our work. It's just one click, but it helps us keep warning others. As you've just seen, the biggest danger facing Texas seniors in 2026 isn't reckless behavior or intentional wrongdoing. It's not knowing how much the rules have changed and how fast the system now moves once a mistake is made. From driving and banking to property taxes, benefits, and even voting, everyday actions that once felt routine can now trigger serious consequences. For many seniors, the shock isn't the law itself, but how quietly and automatically it is enforced. What makes this moment so critical is that these changes don't come with clear warnings or second chances. Intent no longer protects you. Missing a letter, misunderstanding a form, or relying on old habits can place you in violation without ever realizing it. And once you're flagged, the burden shifts entirely onto you to prove compliance, often through systems that are confusing, digital-only, and unforgiving. That's a heavy responsibility, especially for seniors who are already managing health, family, and financial pressures. But knowledge is still your strongest protection. Understanding these laws early gives you the power to slow down, double-check, and ask questions before problems begin. It allows you to protect your freedom, finances, and independence instead of reacting after damage is done. That's exactly why we create these videos, to turn confusion into clarity and fear into preparation. If this information helped you even a little, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. Leave a comment with your thoughts or concerns. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future updates that could directly affect your life. In a time when the rules keep changing, staying informed isn't optional anymore. It's essential.